We connected with Lloyd Stovel, a specialist in using radio frequencies to create energy. He breaks down Maxwell's microsonic energy device, explaining whether it actually works and why it couldn't be patented. Lloyd has plenty of videos on his channel discussing this kind of technology, inspired by Nikola Tesla's work. The link to his channel is in the description. In one of the photos of his car, we notice that batteries are at the core of this system. First, let's look at those small black components. There are 4 of them, screwed onto a piece of aluminum. There's a reason for using that aluminum base. My name is Lloyd Stovel. I've been running a media archive for 3 decades. Yes, I've tested these machines again and again, building many versions. I know what I'm talking about. I'm explaining how this inventor, seen in the photo, got his system to work, and how you can understand it too. This is based on Tesla's ideas. People claim this is a brand new thing working with sound, but they don't really get it. As we look at this device in front of us, let's go over the main parts and why they matter. Although he uses a MOSFET, which is a key part and serves as the main controller, it's essential for what he calls the sonic function. The yellow part on top. That's a transformer. A transformer changes electricity, either stepping it up or down. Most of the electricity we use is voltage, but to get power we need amperage. So how do we get those amps? They come from the MOSFET. Now I want to introduce a term you won't find in a textbook or dictionary, but it'll help you picture how this works. Tesla built systems that produced what I call frequency amps. All transformers are actually wireless, even if that sounds strange. Just trust what I'm telling you. When you have 2 separate coils in a transformer, the amps don't move directly through the gap. Ask AI about this. Amps can't cross from one side to the other in a transformer. So how do we make amps appear? It happens when we rapidly switch the MOSFET on and off at high speeds. That's what I mean by frequency amps. Now you can see what a transformer looks like. It has 2 coil groups with a small space in between. Whether that gap is a few millimeters or more, amps don't just jump across it. The only thing that can make amps show up here is switching frequency. My archive, which I've built over 30 years, understands how these components work and interact. So, back to those little black parts, 4 of them, mounted on aluminum. They heat up because of the high-frequency switching that creates amps. You can look this up. It's called transient energy. Scientists don't like discussing it because this type of knowledge lets regular people do what this inventor is doing. Remember, he's not a trained engineer, he says that himself. He might not use the same technical terms Americans are used to, but the idea is real. When he says, sonic, think frequency. He's toggling that MOSFET super fast, creating amps. The voltage is already present. Tesla once said we could get energy from both the sky and the earth. We just need to increase its level, and then we'll have high voltage. Tesla didn't plan to send power through the air in the way people think. Each of his antennas or towers worked as an amplifier already. Those towers were actually transformers. You could think of them as air transformers, just like air capacitors exist. Why do people believe Tesla wanted to broadcast power through open air? The real transmission was through radio waves, which are electromagnetic. These waves are also present in transformers. The switching action within a transformer creates amps on the secondary side. That's caused by the switching frequency. On this inventor's setup, it says 50 Hz, that's the switching rate. The MOSFETs are feeding energy back into the batteries like a regular charger. The batteries then power whatever he wants. So this concept is not new, it's over a century old. Looking again at his car, we notice the heart of it is still the batteries. He needs a method to keep them charged. That's where the MOSFET comes in. I talk about it in many of my other videos. If you go back and watch, you'll hear me talk about transient energy. Get familiar with these concepts. For those who don't know what a MOSFET is, it's a type of transistor. Switching it quickly gives you amps. This guy's videos show you his actual setups. I've included a photo to show where the amps are being created, and this is recognized in many countries around the world. If you're in the US, you're falling behind because these concepts, transient energy or frequency-based amperage, aren't taught. They're left out on purpose. Tesla's tower was a transformer powered by frequency. It was a frequency-driven amp machine. All transformers function in a similar way. Again, I'm Lloyd Stovel, running my media archive for 30 years. I've tested and built many of these types of systems. This isn't new, this technology is over 100 years old. If you want to speak with me, get in touch. My contact number is available. Let's set up a conversation or an interview. I'll show you how this black inventor did what he did with his car system, and you'll see that he was not lying. The issue is, he used technology that was already invented more than a century ago. That's why he couldn't get a patent. It's not because his device was a perpetual motion machine, it just wasn't his original idea. A lot of people have used these methods, myself included. Watch my videos and experiments. You'll see that this is really old knowledge. What matters is the amps, voltage by itself isn't enough. I've used this in my own projects for years. Go look at my videos. My solar systems use the same concept. They only generate voltage, but with the help of MOSFETs, I can also get amps. That's how I recharge my batteries. If you want more details, check my older videos. Or just contact me and set up an interview. I'll walk you through it, one step at a time. Thanks for listening. I finally got this message out and I've reached out to you. This is proof that I contacted you. Music.